On this, the feast day of Christ the King, it is good to give a little bit of background as to what exactly king meant in the time of Jesus. The time of Jesus, the word king meant a ruler, of course, most likely sat on a throne, and most likely was the chief governing official of whatever country that was. Collected the taxes, took care of the roads, raised an army if necessary, all those things we understand. But they also saw a king as a spiritual mediator between the people and God. All these different cultures did, regardless of what gods they believed in. They saw a king as a spiritual leader. And that if the king was obedient to the gods, then whatever, and it was faithful, then the people would be blessed. But if the king was unfaithful, the people would suffer. A good example of that is reading the life of David. You read the life of David the king. When David is obedient to God, the people are blessed. But when David is not, the people suffer. They saw that kind of spiritual connection through their kings. So when we celebrate this feast day, we have to think of the Lord Jesus Christ in that vein as a spiritual mediator. And of course, Jesus is the spiritual mediator between us and the Father. And we also know that Jesus is always going to be good, and he's always going to be extending his grace upon it. And his kingdom, as Jesus says, my kingdom is not here. What Jesus is referring to is all of the world around him. Where his kingdom is in the hearts of all who believe. That is where his kingdom lies. Because our relationship with Jesus is not a relationship with a physical king out somewhere in a distant castle somewhere. It's a relationship with a king that resides within every single one of our hearts. And the more that we are open to the love he gives us, the more we are obedient to him, then the more connected we will be to the Father, as Jesus, the ultimate king and the ultimate intermediator, connects us to the Father and his saving grace.